Packard Durham.
Oh, my God.
From the Queen City.
Oh, man.
Coverage continues. 2021 ACC tip-off.
Fun show.
And our last interview on our show will be with not the one-time, but the two-time defending ACC champion.
All right.
You like the way that sounded?
Good way to start the show.
You like that?
You like that?
Go.
Huh?
Ratings are up.
Just like that. Not one time, the two-time defending champion.
I had to correct somebody this morning. They said, you think y'all can go back-to-back? I said, hey, we're working on 3-peat.
That's it. Looking for 3.
Yeah, you got it right.
That's right.
You're good.
I'm not messing around with you, Coach. Keep an eye on you over there.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Wes Moore, head coach of the Wolfpack, to the house. The fun show, we've come to find out. Some of the players have come by and said, we've heard y'all are the fun show.
Yeah, the fun show. I like it.
You think we're the fun show?
I think so. I've been looking forward to it all morning. Definitely.
You ought to be. You know why?
Why?
Because y'all are good. Y'all are really good.
I thought we were talking about the show.
No, we're talking
about your team.
Hoops. I'm talking about women's basketball.
We're blessed. All our seniors,
you're good. I mean,
all our seniors decided to come back.
Accepting that you're that team now. You've been fighting this from day one. We want to get in a position where, guess what? We're expected to be a standard in this league. You are. That's all hard work, good players, good coaching.
Good players.
So, don't back. You work too hard not to accept that.
Well, thank you very much. But, we're excited about it. It's going to be a fun year. Hopefully this COVID stuff can be put behind us and we can all enjoy a full house and a lot of energy.
Well, okay, so how do you take last year, and I've asked this a couple different ways to coaches, how do you take last year and take a positive, not just your success, but maybe some other things, and move it to the next level? Look at, by the way, you see what's happening behind us there?
Probably photobombing me.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
There's Canaan. Look, Canaan, fastest Canaan's moved in a month, right?
Lack of leadership right there. That's a problem.
That's veteran leaders.
Lack of discipline. Lack of discipline.
So how do you take the positive from whatever last year produced for you and move it to this team that has experience and obviously high expectation?
Yeah, I think starts with the expectations, I don't think anyone has any higher ones than we do, so I don't think that's any added pressure or anything. We were disappointed in the way the season ended.
Sure.
We talked about, in planning our championship rings, do we want to put 3 straight Sweet 16s? The players said no, we don't want that on there because they are not satisfied. So, we have high aspirations.
Sure,
there we go.
That's good.
So, again, we're excited about getting it started. We need to stay healthy. First round of the NCAA tournament last year, Kayla Jones, who I felt like was our glue, tore her patella tendon, and we didn't really have a good answer. Jada Boyd's a great player, but, she couldn't play 40 minutes, and so we didn't have quite the depth we needed. Hopefully our depth is better. I think, we're playing an unbelievable non-conference schedule, so I think that's going to prepare us for a brutally tough ACC league with all these super seniors. It's going to be really a challenge every night.
What did you inscribe on the ring?
I'm not even sure. ACC champions I know was prominent on there, but just normal stuff.
But Wes, when you have a team and really a culture, you've built a program now. It's not just a spike. Hey, we had a good year, isn't that great?
Right.
You've built a program, and that's a big difference. And, getting there is one thing. Staying there is another.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that you've done some soul searching in terms of, hey, I got to find some other edges for me, my staff, and my team that, hey, there's always a carrot in front of you, right? And I know there's still some unfinished business from last year's club. So what did you do in terms of soul searching to go, okay, we've achieved some things, but yet, you know what? We still got work to be done here in Raleigh.
Yeah. Well, I think we want to, we've got a lot of depth now. We've got a lot of talent, so we want to speed the game up. And we want to try, we've always tried to push it, but I think really now it's a priority, trying to run the floor. Lisa Canaan done a great job, now in sprints. She wants to win the sprints, okay? A lot of players just want to get through them, survive them. Great players, they want to, thrive on that and build on that. So I think just that, and as far as the coach goes, you're looking at things again. If we're going to speed the game up, do we want to extend our defense full court a little bit? I haven't really been a coach that liked to press a lot, but again, we may want more possessions. We may want to wear our players down a little bit so they want to come out and get a break so we can utilize our depth. So those are some things that we're thinking about, maybe going small at times, more 4 guards, so create some matchup problems.
All right, Alisa, Kayla, Kai. I mean, Raina Perez seems to me to be a really important returnee for you, though. I mean, a lot of leadership at the front last year in an area where you had an unknown. She was transferred in and delivered for you.
Yeah, we really got fortunate on that one. I don't know where we would have been last year without Raina. She's just such a professional. She comes out every day in practice. Every drill she does game speed. So she sets a great example. She also is a kid that averaged 20 points a game at her previous school, and now she's coming in and playing point guard and being more of a quarterback. And she still got her points, but, she was also very selfless and obviously hit the big shot at the end of the championship game. She's the only player probably in the league that's drawing cost of attendance and Social Security, okay? So just having that age and experience at point guard is big. But we're fortunate. All our seniors chose to stay for a 5th year. And I'm sure they just didn't want to leave me. Heck, it's hard. Breaking up's hard to do. And so they stuck around, right?
Yeah.
But just having them back, and then we added a couple, some good players as well, freshmen, transfers. So practice is fun, practice is competitive, and now the hard part's me trying to keep them all happy.
When you find yourself where you are in the league, you take everybody's best shot. You just mentioned a super senior. We've talked about this a lot in the college football season, and you've seen it. You've seen teams that traditionally you haven't seen before. All of a sudden, man, they can play. Where'd that come from? Right. Hey, it's a big difference whether we're talking hoops or football, and there's a 23-year-old guarding an 18-year-old or tackling an 18.
No doubt.
So with that said, when you move forward in terms of the motivation for this team, and you mentioned, hey, you're going to see it in this league. We've talked about it now all day in terms of going down this roster. NC State, Louisville, we know who they are. But, man, look at these other 7, 8, 9 teams in the league that are old, experienced. And guess what? They would love nothing more to ruin your party.
Thanks. Dang, yeah. We're aware of that. We got a bullseye on our back. There's no doubt about it. It's been fun being the one chasing and whatever, the underdog a little bit. Now we probably don't get that as much. So it is going to be different, and I agree with you. Not only the super seniors, but also the transfer portal changed a lot of teams, And so every night's going to be brutally tough, and we've gone out, like I said, scheduled a great non-conference schedule, probably too much, probably overdid it. But that's going to expose weaknesses, and that's going to hopefully build some confidence. And then when we get into the ACC, where it's going to be tough every night, we're going, as you said, we're going to get everybody's A game, their best shot. We're going to have to be able to handle that.
But you did this schedule. You had choices. You could have said no.
Yeah.
But I know you wanted to play South Carolina.
Yeah.
You chose to go to Indiana, right?
Yeah, well, we did have a voice in that, and that probably wasn't real smart. But they got a lot of veteran players that came back.
Knocked you out. You know what the deal is.
That's right, and we're excited about it. It's going to be a big challenge, especially on the road. At their place, it'll be tough. We're going to the Bahamas at Thanksgiving, playing a Maryland and a Washington State, both teams in the tournament last year, as you mentioned. We have Georgia coming to us. Heck, we're hosting the NIT, and we got 4 good teams in it, including Florida, Kansas State. So we're challenged.
In some ways, when you get to a point where you've gotten, I think it's what Mark's saying, you're not chasing anymore. You're kind of there, and now you got to hold your land.
Yeah.
So in some respect, you've got to find things for this team to say, hey, what you did last year is last year.
Right.
This year's team's got to accomplish some of these things. Is that why you do that?
Well, you do that, first of all, just the players love playing the big games. As a coach, you like to have a few on there that, hey, we can win that one, we can win that one. So, I may get fired by Christmas this year, but
don't think so.
I don't think that's
so. Well, try to be good to my chancellor. Although he came over to my office one day and said, hey, Wes, your office is nicer than mine. I said, well, Dr. Woodson, I had a better year than you did. Okay, so when you got 5 or 6 years on your contract, you can say things like that.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a challenge for us, but our kids are excited about that. They want to play against the best. Next year is going to be even tougher. We're adding UConn to the mix, so we're going to find out.
You mentioned the schedule. I thought last year when you won at South Carolina, that was a sign of, hey, this team's got what it takes, right? And those are the games you're talking about with this year. I think when you're a championship caliber team, I don't care what the sport is, you need a game or two.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's football, basketball, tennis, whatever. You need to be challenged, especially when you have a competitive group. Now, like you said, we want to play the best team. So guess what? The earlier you find out, hey, what we need to work on, it only helps you down the road.
Yeah, but what about 5 or 6 of those games?
Well, that may come into the stupidity of the head coach.
Well, if you could see my high school GPA, you would know how true that is, okay?
But you know what I'm saying, Coach? I think the best want to be tested by the best as often as can.
Right.
I mean, that's what
and let's face it, recruits want to play against the best and come into a program that they're going to be on that big stage
all the time.
And, we want to put them on that.
Yeah. What did you do in the offseason? You got a great coaching community in Raleigh, first of all. I mean, I know you guys are all friends and stay connected.
They're
you were
awesome.
in Omaha and all that.
Oh, it was fun.
And
heartbreaking, though.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
But I know you love the football and you go to basketball. You see Kevin's teams. You love going to baseball, things like that. So how does the coach challenge himself in the offseason about the industry of coaching?
Yeah, I think you read, you talk to people. I love picking brains. There's still several people I want to see, but we have some great coaches right there on campus. So I'm able sometimes to just reach out to Coach Doran, Coach Keats, Coach Avent. How would you handle this? I'm sure you face this situation. And they're all really great about, talking things through. And, again, it's just a lot of fun. I mean, I love being at NC State and being, on that stage at that level and being surrounded by so many great people.
You like the combination of the men's and women's Final Four together, potentially?
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with that. I'm pretty – obviously, that time of year, you're in the coach zone, so it really, in a way, doesn't matter. But whatever helps our athletes get exposure and puts them, again, on the biggest stage possible, if our people think that's the best route to go, I'm all for it.
But Wes, this sport has taken off.
Yeah.
In the last 5 to 8 years, it's one of the fastest-growing sports in terms of viewership.
Good.
Why?
Well, I think it starts with the talent. I think the players have gotten better. The high school coaching, the travel ball coaching has helped make the competition and the experience better. And so they're ready to come in and play and contribute earlier. And just, probably the exposure on TV, I think, motivates young players to want to try to get to that level. Again, the coaching, though, you got to give a lot of credit to these high school coaches and people that develop these players.
Well, the other thing, too, and I think we've seen it here the last 4 hours, it's one thing to be a really good player because there's a bunch, but the personalities.
Yeah.
I think people can relate, and you see this every day at practice on the recruiting trail.
Yeah.
I mean, these are great young ladies.
Yeah.
Yes sir, no sir.
Yeah.
They got stories. They have apps.
Yeah.
They have ambitions up and above basketball. It's a great opportunity for ladies right now in sport.
Yeah, and if any young coach, I've been at this a while, any young coach asks me what's the most important thing, I think, recruiting people with high character, building a culture, just first of all, I think it leads to success. It also makes the journey a whole lot more fun. And I want, just like all our seniors coming back, I want them to feel like this is the best 4 or 5 years of their life. And, lifetime friends, lifetime relationships. I mean, that's what I've gotten out of this sport is people. And it's an awesome way to make a living, that's for sure.
Well,
not quite as good as y'all's.
Not quite.
Yeah,
really? Come on.
Yeah,
Stop.
come on, man.
I tell you what, you've done a great job. And I'm happy for your success because I know how hard it is to get there. You're there, and now it's like, hey, let's go build upon it even more so.
We're going to try. We're
the other thing too is you and your team are very shy and reserved. It's always tough to get you guys to right.
Yeah. They won't talk on the court, but boy, off of it, we can't get them to be quiet. That's for sure.
Good to see you.
Good
Thanks
to see you
always.
guys. Thanks for having me on. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, always.
Go Pack, baby. Go Pack.
Westmore of the Wolfpack. Stay tuned. Final word. We tee up Kelsey Riggs, Debbie Antonelli, Kelly Gramlich, all getting in place for a 5-hour tour of Nothing But Net. We'll cover it all with a final segment coming up on Packer and Durham from the ACC tip-off. Thank you, brother.
When we come back, we've got some more players joining us. We will. Oh, okay. Got a little coordination there from the NC State players. Alyssa Cunane and Kayla Jones with us after this. Welcome back into Nothing But Net, and this NC State Wolfpack team, listen, they're really good. They've won 2 ACC tournaments in a row, and they are a bunch of jokesters from what we're seeing. Alyssa Cunane and Kayla Jones. Are we going to have to run laps for that later when Coach sees it? What do we think?
Nah, he's not going to get us.
Yeah, we made him look better.
Yeah, for sure.
We were just talking about it off camera a little bit, but Alyssa, how much do you enjoy playing for Coach?
Oh, I love it. He's intense on the court, but then off the court, he'll just crack his jokes all the time, and just a great guy to be around.
Kayla?
Yes, he's very passionate on the court, and like Lee said, he can crack his dad jokes for sure.
You guys had the Tuesday cheeseburger with him?
No, we didn't eat today. We went out last night, and he made sure he got his food last night.
Yeah. He's a creature of habit, isn't he? Is he like that in practice? Do you sense that? Like, you got a core group coming back, you have high expectations. Is it the same things over and over, or is there something different this year?
It's the same type of drills. It's just different with the new people coming in because they haven't, been in it yet and haven't done it yet.
Yeah, I feel like it's more competitive too this year. We're really going at it this year, and that's what he wants to see from everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kayla, you are one of the super seniors. That's what I'm going to start calling you guys. You've been around, all right. You've seen a lot here in the ACC. And, of course, you got injured in the NCAA tournament, which we all hated to see for your squad and, of course, for you. Was that part of the reason, at least, why you decided to come back for your extra year?
It was a huge part. I just feel like we had that opportunity. We were right there, and I feel like we could have went farther than where we went. And I just want to come back and be a part of that. I feel like we can do it. We have the same team plus additions. I just feel like the sky's the limit.
So what's this team looking like so far this year, Elisa?
We're deep this year. We have the same core, like Debbie said, returning from last year, but now we just have more depth, and it's a lot more competitive practices. Everybody on our team can see the court, so it's really making us better.
It's like a 2-quarterback system on the top of the floor, right? You got Raina Perez, who is a great ball control, doesn't turn it over, plays with great tempo and pace. And then you've got Diamond Johnson, who is a new player. What are you guys excited about playing with Diamond?
Ooh.
Like, what is it?
Kayla's face. When I say I love it already, it's just her competitive nature. I mean, she's going to get in your face, but you don't take it as anger or like, oh, she did it. Like, no, she wants you to get better. And she's going to talk junk to you. But as a team that we are, we talk junk on the court in practice. In the locker room, we're going to goof about it. But it makes us better. And I just love it. She go on both ends. She played defense and offense. So
Y'all are goofy. I mean, we love that about you guys, though. But you can flip the switch, which is really important on the floor. And I heard Coach Moore on Packer and Durham, a couple years ago, and of course you guys were on that earlier team with Ace Koenig, and you guys you played a little slower, but you were making the most of your possessions. You sped it up a little more last year. He's talking about speeding it up even more this year. For both of you guys, what have you seen? What does that look like in practice? How fast are y'all going to play?
I think super fast, especially with Dime coming in. She's been pushing it a lot in practice and having scorers that can just literally push the ball and take it themselves. I think we're also agile enough to be running the court a lot more this year. So we're all running down. We're all trying to score.
When you think about the season that lies ahead, you guys have a tough schedule, and it starts with a great opponent. As you guys are preparing for that, Kayla, what's kind of the mindset been?
Really just taking it one day at a time, learning everything we can from Coach Moore, buying into his program. And that's what we're trying to bring the younger players along, and even the transfers, to let them know, we're going to need you, and we saw that in the Indiana game last year. And that's our biggest thing this year, just making sure everyone is prepared and ready.
How about for you?
Yeah, I mean, same thing like KJ said. We got to be ready for everything, and I think the depth is really just going to help us out.
Yeah.
KJ, I always call you the best hybrid 4 in the league because you can not just stretch the floor shooting threes, but you can make decisions on parts of the floor. And then I call you Big Smile, which is taken off. Coach says he wants to call you Big Scowl, but I was posting you up earlier, and you feel a little sturdier. Huh? Are you going to be Big Scowl this year, or are you going to keep the Big Smile?
A little bit of both. I told him it's kind of like a devious Big Smile. Like, you could, like, be strong and score and then, like, smile about it, you know?
Isn't it great that you have a great love and passion for the game? The way you guys play the game, you can see that you get along, you make the extra pass, you enjoy playing together. How special could this year be?
It could be special. I mean, like I said, the people that we have in, the freshmen, the transfers, like I said, the sky's the limit. If we buy into what Coach Moore wants and we stay together as a team, I feel like we could do anything, really.
We all expect, we were talking about this in our first segment, Louisville and NC State. Those are the two teams that we think can really make a Final Four run. And we'll see about some others, but those are the ones we feel confident about right now. I thought last year you guys started playing with that target on your back. You're getting everyone's best shot. You go to, now last year, no fans, but wherever you go this year, it's going to be packed out. How have you adjusted to that, to really having that target on your back?
You know, I think we've had it for a while now, even after the first one, now after the second ACC championship. I think we just can't take pressure from outsiders. Right. You know, we know who we are as a team, and we know how we want to perform, and that's what we're going to do, you know. We don't care who the opponent is. Like, we're going to give every team our best. We're going to prepare for everybody the same and just take it one game at a time.
You guys get the headlines. You're the household names. Who's a player on the team that we're talking about depth and versatility that's going to make a huge impact on the outcome of the season?
Honestly, I think all of our transfers and freshmen coming in are going to be dynamic. We have the same core returning, and everybody knows, like, our starters and stuff. I think it's really going to be, like, our new people and the people that have been here for a little bit that are going to come and step up. I mean, I think we have great people in all positions, so it's really just going to be, like, what we need that game.
I agree. I mean, I'm definitely going to be huge this year. We need it. And like Lee said, they know us, like the starting 5, but the new ones coming in, like, they can show what they could bring too.
Y'all aren't taking years off of Coach Moore's life, are you, by throwing the ball all over the gym and not running the floor? I mean, like, I know there's certain things that he absolutely demands and expects, but he also has the ability to be incredibly worrisome on game day. He's the only guy that shows up in dress shoes for shoot-around. Like, everybody else has sneakers on, right?
He does.
He comes dressed and ready. He makes sure he eats, like, the right thing before the game, like the same meal every time.
Very superstitious. Yeah.
KJ, I want to ask you, because we've talked so much about the transfer portal. To me, and not saying the portal's bad. I mean, the portal's here to stay, and that's great. But you're the exact opposite, because you barely played as a freshman. You averaged, I think it was under 1 point per game. Now you're one of the best players in the league. What did that take for you to really develop over your time at NC State?
Just staying patient. And that's really the biggest thing, staying patient and trusting the process, trusting my teammates. And I think it's the bond that I had with them. I didn't want to leave. I mean, of course you had nice, so he's like, oh, like, I can't stand there. You know, it's hard. But it's like, you don't want to give up on something that you know could be special, you know? And that was my biggest thing. I wanted to fight and see it through.
That's amazing. Well said, for sure. One quick question. When you guys are having a tough day or you need, like, a pick-me-up, do we have the Reina Perez shot just on speed dial on the phone? Look at it. Do we go back to it? No?
I probably watched that, like, too many times to count, honestly.
Yeah. I like when Elisa's in the balloons. In the balloons is hilarious.
What do you feel when you see it?
Honestly, I just think about how, like, she could have passed it to me. Like, the play was for me,
right.
But, like, she was open, so I guess it's okay. She made it. Otherwise, I would have been on her.
Yeah.
Right. And like Coach said, Ray didn't want to shoot a shot in the third quarter, and she shot that shot, which we needed. So I was happy.
It's the confidence.
The confidence.
Yeah. Well, we really enjoyed talking to you guys and looking forward to seeing what you do this season.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Stay
so much.
goofy.
Stay for sure.
Stay healthy.
That too.
We're going to let you go, but we're going to hear from Elisa right now because she was mic'd up at a practice. Take a listen.
Oh.
If you make me fall, I'm fighting you. Hey! Hey! She pushed me! Hey guys, Elisa reporting live. Coach Nikki yelling at people what's new. Here we go, Soph. Scratch you. Ball. I only throw dimes, okay. Double! Yeah, Jen! Good job. It was innovative, if you ask me. Think and do. Go Pack. Hey, I won that sprint. I know you saw my speediness. Put me at point guard, Coach Moore. The evidence is there, except for my turnovers. Hey! In the clutch! In the clutch! Dribble, man, dribble. That was my left hand. Yeah, it was. We're getting back here. We don't miss around here. Hey, go first practice, y'all.
Oh, man, that was a ton of fun to have them on, and we appreciate Elisa taking us inside practice. Showed you the schedule earlier, showing it to you again, the beginning part of it anyways, because it's not going to be easy. And it is going to start with a South Carolina game on November 9th that kicks off all of basketball. And, of course, we all know what happened in this game last year. Intense, great game. Turns out to be a 54-46 win for NC State. And that arena is going to look a whole lot different this time, Kelly, when these two go head-to-head.
Well, it's going to be in Reynolds,
right.
Which is huge for NC State. Kayla Jones was excellent in that game. She really helped them win the game. That was big. It was surprising. Maybe not to Debbie, but when NC State knocked off South Carolina, I thought they sent a message to the entire women's basketball world that, hey, we're in this elite group. Of course, they still need to make that Final Four, but that was a huge win.
Yeah, I mean, they had a couple of wins over top teams, number one in the country. No one's done that on the road before, right? In 20-plus years in our game. And that win right there definitely catapulted them on the right path for them to believe they could do it. It gave them the chemistry they needed. They played that game without Jada Boyd. There's a chance this year they could play the game without Jada Boyd. But when you look at the schedule that Westmore has put in place, he's got 3 top 10 teams that he's going to play in the non-conference. A couple of those are going to be over in Bahamas, and it's not an easy schedule, but it's the right schedule at the right time for this group of players, and it's going to really help them when it comes to the postseason.
I think when you join that elite group, you have to schedule like you're elite, and that's what NC State's doing. You're not going to have an easier schedule to start because you want to test yourself. You want to make sure that you're more prepared for March and April, and I just love seeing Kayla Jones back. You could tell. I know they're kind of goofy, and we love that, but that injury, I think, really motivated her to come back, and who knows how far they would have gone because she is the glue. I know you say that all the time, Debbie.
It hurt them that she got hurt in the tournament. They certainly were a Final Four caliber team last year. They had a good path to the Final Four. Let's see how it goes this year. You got to win those games early to get the kind of seed that you want so that you have a chance at the end.
Expectations high for the Wolfpack again this year.
Well, we are joined now by the reigning ACC champs, the NC State Wolfpack. With us, I'm Jen Hildreth. We've got head coach Wes Moore, Elisa Canane, Kayla Jones. Great to have you guys here with us. How's your day going so far, Coach? Start with you.
Oh, it's going great, except for I don't answer questions real well sometimes because I can't make up my mind, but we'll handle it. We'll get through it.
Yeah, we've got the next few minutes to work on that, so that's all right. I'm going to get just a little bit literary, poetic on you, if you'll bear with me, because it's a bit of the best of times, worst of times, right, last season in terms of what you all went through, and yet still what wonderful things you were able to accomplish. So now just having a bit of perspective, able to look back on it, what are your thoughts, just kind of to all of you, on what allowed you to be successful and where you go from here?
Well, again, there was a lot of things going on in our world with COVID, with social injustices, things like that, that I think our players went through an emotional year. But then from a basketball perspective, to win the ACC championship back-to-back was pretty awesome. So we had that high, and then in the NCAA tournament, we lost this one in the first game due to an injury, and it was disappointing. And So we had a wide range of emotions, but all in all, it was a year that we'll never forget, that's for sure.
Yeah, and Kayla, just since Coach brought it up, first of all, how are you? And that I cannot imagine how that must have been to have fought as hard as you did all season to get there and then to have to deal with that injury. How did you and how did your team help you get through that?
I'm doing good first,
Okay,
and
good.
I'm glad to be here. I feel like my teammates helped me a lot. They were there by my side, and they still are. Some days I have my days where I'm just like, this is hard, but I have to get back for them, and they're patient with me, and that's why I love them.
And how about for you, Elisa, just kind of on everything last year? You kept smiling through it all, true to the nickname, for the most part.
Yeah, I think that all the emotions and stuff, it brought us closer together as a team, and that's why we're able to go back to back. Like through COVID, we were only really able to see our teammates. We were with them all the time. And then through social injustice and Pack United, it really just brought everybody on the team together. We were all doing stuff together. And so I think that emotional support from each other is why I love my teammates, and it's why we're able to go back to back.
Yeah, obviously there were a lot of things that were hard, and let's hope we all can throw a lot of that out the window, and we're going to not have to worry about masks and quarantines for too much longer. What are some good things that you guys took out of it? It sounds like definitely when you're with a team that much, you're either going to kind of fight or you're going to come closer, so you guys did the latter, which is good. Is there anything else, maybe even with some of the social justice initiatives or anything else that you guys took out of last year that's a positive? Maybe you got a lot better on Zoom calls. I don't know. Coach, anything for you?
Yeah, I'm a people person. I love talking. I love getting to know others, and so the Zoom was okay. It filled a void, but it's not quite the same as being in person. So, but as Elisa mentioned, Pack United on campus was an unbelievable platform for our athletes, our coaches to voice their thoughts and opinions, and so from that perspective, I think we learned a lot this year, and it opened our eyes maybe to things that we needed to be aware of. So, but again, it was an emotional year, but I think that's what's so great. We recruit young ladies that are unbelievable people, and so it wasn't too bad being quarantined with them. So it made the journey fun.
Guys, have any good quarantine stories? Are there good quarantine stories? I don't know, or anything.
Yes.
Nodding.
I would say when everybody first got to campus, we had like a pool day and like a water balloon fight, water gun fight, and it was just that's how we built our bond. It was literally right when everybody got there during the season, during the summertime, and I feel like ever since then, like we just stay connected, and you can tell it shows on the court because we have each other's backs.
So let's turn the page now. Then, as you guys get ready for another season. Elisa, how do you individually, what have you been working on? ACC Tournament MVP, wonderful season last year for you. So how do you continue to grow and get better, knowing you're going to always still have that big star target on your back when other teams try to start scouting the Wolfpack?
Yeah, for sure. I've been working on just like hitting my threes on the outside, being more consistent from the outside, and just being under the control in the paint, getting double teams, triple teams sometimes, just working on kicking it back out to my teammates on the outside.
How's her three looking, Kayla? It's not bad, right? I mean, I think you had a pretty good percentage last year, if I remember.
How my three looking, Coach?
Looking good, looking good. With this one, we just got to get her healthy.
Yeah.
If we get that done, everything else will take care of itself. I said all last year, KJ was our glue.
Yeah.
And she does so many things well, and we're really at our best in transition when she gets a rebound and takes off with it. So it's very important that we get her back 100% and get her on track.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that glue title, because I think often heard you say that. Do you agree with that? And if so, do you kind of take some pride in the fact that that's how you're looked at?
That's all I really take pride in that. I feel like if I can help the team in any way, even if it's little things, I try to do that, whether it's the rebound or just talking, hyping my teammates up, or making the play. That's what excites me the most, really making that play or feeding the ball to Elisa, she get an and one, then I'm going to tear up. Like, it's just fun. So I really take pride in it, doing the little things.
Well, a lot of talent coming back for you. How do you manage expectations?
You know what? I think you just go about the process doing what you do. And, we've been asked a lot, well, is this year bringing on more urgency because you're opening up with South Carolina? I think we do what we do, and we prepare the same way every year. We obviously know we have a great non-conference schedule, but that's going to prepare us for the great competition we're going to see in the ACC. So I don't think you pay too much attention, to be honest with you. But I think we've been picked lower every year than we've actually finished. So hopefully, you know, those expectations raise our game even higher, and we're able to build on those things. But you just got to focus on what you're doing and loving the game and the passion that you have for the game, and all that other stuff will take care of itself. No one has higher expectations than we have right up here. So really, they can't put any more pressure on, because we're already putting it on ourselves.
Well, I remember when you were talking about winning the first ACC tournament championship, the first one since 1990, a couple years ago, and you said it was really special because it had been so long, and the team was able to accomplish that. And then last year, you said it gave you and the team confidence that the process that you mentioned was working. Elisa, how would you describe that process? You know, kind of what Coach is talking about. And I think you hear that in a lot of sports, the process, and you stay focused on, you know, one piece at a time. But for you, what does that look like, especially right now at this point in the season?
I think the process is just buying into every single like little season that's in the whole season. You know, you have preseason workouts, you have preseason where you start practicing, and then you have the real season. And I think just buying into that, buying into treatment, taking care of your body. And I think all of that is the process that we've been through. And then right now we're here about to start playing games in less than a month. And so I think just buying into Coach more too. You know, he gets on us a lot. Like, he will get on us for every little thing in practice. But it makes us great. Like, that's why we're great, is because of the coach he is. So I think just like when he's getting on you, like just knowing it's a coaching thing and not just getting on you. And I think that learning from him is what will really excel us.
Coach, you're all right down there? You had a response to that.
I'm staying out of it. I've learned.
Are there any Westmore-isms that you guys, you know, would share with a microphone in your hand?
I think I tell him this all the time, so he knows this. It's not new. I remember like when I was being recruited, and now every day in practice, it's the 4 out, 1 in. Like, that's all he says. Like, that's our system. He's like, just run the 4 out, 1 in. So. Come
on, you say it better than that. Go ahead. Give me your impression.
Yeah, the full
on.
How
does that sound on the phone?
The 4 out, 1 in.
There we go. Now we're bringing it.
You could rise to the occasion.
Oh my gosh. Now you've got me all thrown off. I've got to look at my notes. Oh, I know what I was going to ask. KJ, okay, I think it's so funny, the connection with you and Coach's wife, like same hometown, right? I remember talking about that a few years ago. I want to know who is more famous in Jamesville, North Carolina. You, I mean, your jersey was retired at your high school, or the barbecue joint that Coach's wife's family owns. Well, I know you like that too.
Yeah, I love the barbecue. It's like literally right up the road from my house. But I would say the barbecue. I give it to the barbecue.
You're being humble, huh?
She's
being humble.
Well, let me say now, okay, so that Jamesville, North Carolina, when I throw that out at people, they're like, I hadn't heard that one. You know, so then if they've been to Nag's Head, I can say it's between Williamston and Plymouth, which isn't very far apart. And then they kind of remember, I went through someplace. But, you know, my wife was Miss Martin County in 1980, okay? I'm telling our age here, aren't I? And she was in the Miss North Carolina pageant, but she knew if she won, she would have to wait a year to marry me. So she threw the competition so she wouldn't win Miss North Carolina, which would allow her to go ahead. She didn't want to take a chance on losing me now, okay?
Oh, wow.
So, but I have to say, KJ is more famous. I mean, you know, when they hang your jersey and, you know, that's big time there. So she steals that one.
I'm appreciating all of the stories that are coming out right now so much. I hope you guys are enjoying this as well. Now, I did also want to ask, Debbie Antonelli very famously coined the Big Smile nickname for Elisa, but I've heard you kind of want to change that.
Big scowl. We want the big scowl on game day. Okay?
Is that possible? I don't know. I mean,
No,
I've seen
not.
you play tough, but usually that smile is not too far behind.
Yeah, it's kind of like a devious smile, you know. It's like I might be smiling, but I'm going to be tough on the inside.
Yes, yeah. Okay.
Okay, all right, that's fair. All right, so I've been asking everybody, so bear with me. It's a little game we'll call in our room today. I want to know your high school mascots, and yours too, Coach. I'm looking for some good ones. But I want to know, well, what were your high school mascots?
We were the Northern Guilford Nighthawks.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I like that.
That's unique.
We were the Riverside High School Knights.
Knights, okay.
Knights? Okay.
I like the Nighthawks.
Well, yeah, because Janesville, they took away the high school, so yeah, that's a shame. Well, mine's boring. Mine's the R.L. Turner Lions, okay?
Okay.
But our chancellor, if you'll look this up, I believe their mascot were the chiggers, okay? So we've all had chiggers, right? I mean,
Those
y'all know
terrible
how
little
that
red
is.
insect bugs
Yeah.
that,
Hey,
yes.
they are, let's face it, they are annoying
bad,
now.
yes.
They do get on you, so, you know. But, yeah, our chancellor is big time. He's from Arkansas, so
Okay.
they have chiggers out there, yeah.
All right. Well, we're not going to end on that note. We're going to end with whatever else you guys want to kind of tell Wolfpack Nation, anything else that you guys are excited about that will make them want to come watch this team. I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't, but, you know, kind of last words here from you guys. And Elisa, anything you want to just sort of talk about that's got you ready to go?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that this is the best team that we've had. We have a lot of depth on our team right now, and we're really excited to get back out in front of fans. We're really excited for Wolfpack Nation to come support us again in Reynolds and on the road. And being in my senior year, I think we're just trying to give every game our best and fight for everything.
Like Lisa, I believe that we do have a lot of depth. We have a lot of hoopers, and we just excited to have the Wolfpack Nation back. And I'm really excited to play in front of the fans.
Yeah, I mean, we've got an unbelievably tough schedule. Having fans at home is going to be, you know, remarkable. Again, they're awesome, and it's just fun playing in front of what we call a packed house, okay?
I see
So
what you
it'll
did
be
there.
fun to have everybody back. My problem is, how am I going to keep everybody happy? That's going to be a fun deal. But again, they're all unselfish. They all love to win, and so we're excited to be able to put it all together.
Well, wonderful talking with you guys. We'll let you get on with the rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining us up here. Coming up next at 9 o'clock, we will have the Duke Blue Devils. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
you.